Hey guys, so today I'm going to tell you how I did my hair. I recently, like last night, actually tried to fix my roots. So it's a little bit more blonde actually, because that in and of itself was a huge learning process. But I figured it out. I actually really like it. My hair grows fast, so it's something I have to do about every 3 to 4 weeks, which is kind of insane, but that's what comes with fast-growing hair territory. Sorry I didn't record it. I wasn't really in the mood to do recording, to be perfectly honest, but now that I have the time to do one, I'll at least tell you how I got the hair color I did. Most of you that know me know that my hair, though is not black, it is very close to black. I'd say it's, you know, it's not as dark as someone who's Asian, but I mean, I have, you know, that is, yeah, so that's quite significantly darker. And in the past, I didn't know how to get my hair past that, like, orange brassy color, and so after doing a lot of soul searching on YouTube, I finally figured it out. So I just thought I'd share it with you and kind of condense it down. I'll tell you the products I used, I'll list them down below, and yeah, maybe next time I'll actually do a video of myself doing it, but for now, I guess this will suffice. The first thing is I got everything from Sally's. I probably spent maybe $25, but everything's gonna last a long time, you know, several months I would say, depending on how much you have to upkeep it. So the first thing I went and bought is this. This is Loreal Quick Blue. This is what most people would refer to as bleach. It comes in 2 bags of blue whatever. They have different brands. I've tried, I think Wella has a brand. I think it's Wella. Maybe it's not Wella. I don't know. I tried a different one before. I like this one better. Actually, this is my favorite of all the ones that I've used, but they all work pretty well. Now, what I like about this is it's specifically designed for both on and off scalp treatment, and the other ones that I've used are not, and yes, I accidentally got it on my scalp, and yes, it burnt like hell. So if you think that you're not, you know, gonna be really perfect about not even getting a little bit on your scalp, which, hello, I'm not because I'm so dark, I would definitely recommend getting something for sensitive, or at least designed for on scalp application, even if you don't intend on putting it on there, just in case. It's worth it. It's pretty similar in price. The next thing I bought is Ion's Sensitive Scalp at level 30. This is the developer, the volume developer, which you will need. It comes in 10, 20, 30, and 40. So, I didn't mention this, but I'm going to now. I am not a hairdresser. I do not do hair for a living. This is all at your own risk. If you walked into a hair salon and tried to get this, they're probably going to laugh you right out if you have as dark as hair as I do, because it is very damaging. It can ruin your hair. It can ruin your scalp, you know, if it's not done right. So all at your own risk. Okay, I'm just telling you what worked for me. So yeah, usually, probably at a salon, they're not going to have you go over a 20. If you have very, very stubborn dark hair like I do, you're probably going to want a 30. But again, that is at your own discretion. I personally use a 30. Some people use 40, but hello, I do not recommend that. Your hair will fall out. Like, if you think this is damaged, yeah, you use a 40, it's just bad news. Just don't do it. I mean, of course, if you really feel that you have to, or maybe you are of some different ethnicity, maybe a 40 wouldn't be so bad. I don't really know. All I've been told is that 40 is bad, and I used it once, and it was just like the end of my hair. So if you have very dark hair like I do, probably a 20 is not going to do it. It might not, but if it's stubborn and anything like mine, you'll definitely want a 30, but again, at your own risk. I've used different developers before. I really prefer this one the best. It is for sensitive scalp, and so that also helped alleviate if I've done something stupid on getting it on my scalp, or I'm just trying to, like, get in there to the roots and I can't, and, like, I have really thick hair, so it's sometimes just hard to avoid. So sensitive 30, great. I think I cannot remember how much I spent on this. I want to say it was probably $5. I can get several hair sittings with just this bottle. They do make a humongous bottle, and one day I want to find that, but I have never been able to find the humongous one in a 30 at my local Sally's Beauty. I've seen them in the 10, 20, and 40, but I have yet to find it in the 30, and that might be because everybody has the same idea I do. I'm not sure. The next thing, in order for me, I'm not sure. Okay, this really, really super duper duper, yes, this up in here, is because this is the Wella, it's a toner. It's the Wella in the Color Charm line, and it's T18, and it used to be called White Lady, but they renamed their lines. This one is called Lightest Ash Blonde. If you're coming from a dark color, chances are your hair is likely going to pull red or even orange. I'd say like orange was my issue, like a brassy, not a pretty looking color. I mean, some people can pull it off. I personally, like, usually my eyebrows are very, very dark too. They're black. And it just looks so harsh on my skin. I can do red just fine. If it were to actually pull legitimate red without the bronze in it, perfect. I love that on me personally, but you know, some people can pull off the orange brass. I can't. It just doesn't look good. It is not cute on my skin at all. So the way that you get past that brassy stage is getting a toner. And this is definitely one that I would highly recommend. You can get it in various shades. But if you are coming from a very dark color, chances are with your skin tone, you're going to want something that is more ashy or more cool. If you're coming from a warmer, you know, maybe like a warmer brown color, your skin tone is probably going to look better with a warmer tone. So be aware of that when you go in to pick out your color. But yes, this is the T18 in Lightest Ash Blonde, formerly known as White Lady, from Wella in their Color Charm toner, is what I've used. I would love to try out other ones. I just haven't been brave enough to go try different colors, so I haven't, but that is what I've used. So basically how you do it is in your container, it's going to come with a scoop, and honestly, the scoop's irrelevant, whatever. It's just as long. The big thing is getting the ratios right. So let's say you're going to do, whenever you're bleaching your hair, okay, here's rule number 1. You're not actually supposed to do this all in one sitting. It's very damaging. It's really bad. You should really try to wait like several weeks between, but hello, I don't roll that way. So, you know, I just did it all kind of in one day. Probably not recommended, but I did. And yes, I did. So basically what you do is with this, it is, trying to remember. I think this is, I used a 1-to-1 ratio. So I took a scoop of this and I took equal amount scoop of this and put them in a bowl. You can get these for a couple dollars at Sally's. And I mixed it all up and then I applied it where I wanted it. You can use foil. You can either use store-bought foil, or in at Sally's they actually have foil that's cut to the shape, like what most salons would use to do it on hair. It is probably going to run you about $5 or $6 more. Honestly, I would rather pay the money and have the convenience. It's a lot easier than trying to like size up the foils. At first I used the foils, but then when I got better with it, I just was kind of like, hey, I don't need that. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to take like a small amount and then dip it in, put it on. Now, if you want to be careful not to get it on your scalp, but if you're like me and you tend to be an idiot sometimes and you bought all the Sensitive Scalp stuff, I wouldn't worry about it. I did not have a problem with it at all. So, you know, it has on the box, on the container, how long you can let it sit. I actually leave mine in for like 40 to 50 minutes. I've left it in for like 2 hours once, and that's not a good idea. Not at all. Don't do it. So yeah, I leave mine in for 40 minutes, but if your hair is lighter and not nearly as dark as mine was, you're not going to need it that long. Here's the thing though. It might be a process the first time. Like, you might have to bleach it, wait 40 minutes, rinse it out, dry it, put it back in, bleach it, wait 40 minutes, like whatever. Mine was 40 minutes. I only needed to do it twice. But the thing is, like, you have to get, some of this you can see is still kind of like not totally blonde. And that is, well, I did that on purpose. Like, I wanted the highlights and then I left all of the back of my hair really dark. But if you don't bleach it long enough, you need to get it almost to like, not banana yellow, but you need to get it more yellow than orange. That's the goal. And then once you get it to that point, rinse it out, dry it off. Then you're going to need to use your toner. If you were going to use a different hair dye, this would be the point in which you would want to use it. But if you're pulling a brass color and you don't like it, you definitely need to get a toner. And so what I do is, the toner is a 1:2 ratio. And so what I would do is, you need your developer. I take my developer, and let's say I use 1 scoop of this, I'm going to use, oh wait, sorry. No, if I'm going to use 1 scoop of this, then I'm going to use 2 scoops of this. Mix it together. This is, you know, if you're getting a boxed hair set, this is that stuff that comes in the developer and the liquid. So yes, this particular developer set is a 1:2 ratio. And you're gonna mix it, put it in here. This stuff is gonna turn purple. Don't let it scare you. Your hair will not be purple. It's just what it has to pull. And then you're gonna go in, and everything that you bleached before, well, there's 2 ways. You can just only do it on the stuff you bleached before. But if you're like me, I kind of like this like brownish, sort of reddish. I don't know what you want to call that, but I like that. And so actually what I did is, okay, of course I didn't do any of this, so this up in here was like put back. But I actually took it and did everything and toned it. And so that is how I got like this reddish ginger looking color. You know, yeah. So that's how I got that, was not bleaching that, but still using the toner on it. Yes, so that is how I got it. And then I left that in. You can leave, you're supposed to leave it, you can leave it in for up to 30 minutes. You'll just want to watch it. You can tell, like, some of my hair is more of what I would call blonde, and then some of it is like very, very much, like, you can see under here, it's almost practically white. I like having these peekaboos. I like all the different colors. A lot of people don't fancy that. You can tell where I touched it up yesterday. I only touched it up to there. You can kind of tell. But I like it this way, and so that's just how I do it. I had to leave mine in for the full 30 minutes. Hi there. You gonna say hi?
Yeah.
Say hi. Hmm? So, yeah, I had to leave it in for the 30 minutes. I rinsed it out, and then, you know, your timing might be different. You'll just want to keep lifting up and trying it. During this whole process, I like to keep something on my head. You can do a cap. You can do a, you're silly. You can do foil. Usually I'll just like do the whole thing, and then that's going to help keep it from drying out, which any of the products is going to help keep it from drying out. Which you don't want it to dry out because it's not going to be effective. So the only other thing left is the Upkeep, and I totally forgot to bring down the stuff that I use. I use the Dumb Blonde by BedHead. No, your whole head does not have to be blonde. It's not going to do much to it. It actually, for my hair, it kind of like pulls it like this deep, rich color. But it's not going to dye your hair blonde. Say hi, Mario. Can you go put Mario in bed? Oh, okay. Well, here, I'll hold Mario. Okay, so anyway, you can totally use the whole Dumb Blonde by BedHead. It's fine. I use the shampoo, which is purple, which you need that purple to get it blonde, to keep that brass out. It is very important, or else eventually it is just going to turn into a brass shenanigans. Unless, of course, you like that and it looks good, that's fine. But Isaiah, please, no thank you. But if you like it, cool, but if you don't, then you want to use a purple-based shampoo. So, I usually use the Dumb Blonde shampoo, and then they have Dumb Blonde, it's Deep Repair Conditioner, and you really, really, if you are doing this, you need that deep, constructive repair. It is imperative. Yes, definitely use it. And then the other thing I recently tried was the Silver Expression by Pantene Pro V. Now, I'm usually not, my hair is just really hard to deal with, and so typically I don't like using store brands. I usually like to use pretty top of the line, not because I'm a Chris, it's just my hair is just so dang frizzy, probably because I do this to it, that it needs it. But I was happily impressed whenever, Isaiah, please sit. Thank you. You can sit with mommy. I was happily impressed whenever I tried the Silver Expression. It was only the shampoo, and then I used my Dumb Blonde Reconstructive Conditioner. And actually, I think the Silver Expression worked better. Now, yes, that is supposed to be for silver hair, but it actually works for blonde, and I actually found it quite amazing. I may switch off on those too. But that is my Upkeep. Like I said, my hair grows really fast. I had about an inch already grown in, and it's only been 3 or 4 weeks, so I had to go in and touch that up. And next time I have to touch it up, I will hopefully have you guys with me, and I will show how you do it. Chill.